Hello everyone and welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for in-depth market analysis. Today, September 17th, 2025, we're focusing our attention on one of the market's most watched stocks, Amazon, symbol Amazon. Before we dive into the intricate details of the charts, let's establish the broader market context and key news items influencing Amazon. The overall market sentiment is currently quite bullish, with the S&P 500 recently topping 6,600 and the Dow closing above 46,000 for the first time. This optimism is largely fueled by the anticipation of an initial Federal Reserve interest rate cut for 2025, although a jumbo cut is considered unlikely. However, economic indicators present a mixed picture. While U.S. retail sales beat expectations in August, a weakening labor market and rising consumer inflation could complicate the Fed's decision-making. This push and pull creates a volatile environment, influencing investor behavior across the board. Specifically for Amazon, recent news indicates a mixed sentiment among investors, despite the company's strong performance in its AI sector and Amazon Web Services, or AWS. We've seen a significant increase in media attention on Amazon recently, suggesting heightened investor interest and scrutiny. Amazon has also announced its Fall Prime Big Deal Days, a strategic initiative aimed at boosting sales, and is investing over $1 billion to raise pay and lower healthcare costs for its U.S. fulfillment and transportation employees, cutting health insurance premiums by 28%. Now, let's turn our attention to the daily chart for Amazon, displaying data from May 2024 through today. Looking closely at the period from late July to early August 2024, we can clearly see the slump mentioned in the news following its second quarter earnings report. The price dropped sharply from around $189 to a low of approximately $160 in early August, aligning perfectly with the news narrative of investors digesting post-earnings information. This was a significant reversal, marking the 52-week low at $161.38 before the stock began its recovery journey. Following the sharp decline, Amazon mounted an impressive recovery, demonstrating its underlying strength. From that August 2024 low, Amazon embarked on a sustained uptrend, eventually chasing a return to record highs. This strong upward momentum is likely a reflection of the strong AI and AWS gains and overall robust strategy that analysts have highlighted. By February 2025, Amazon reached its 52-week high of $242.52, confirming the bullish sentiment that had built up over several months. This rebound from the Q2 earnings dip provides a clear example of how fundamental news can directly impact price action on the charts. After hitting its 52-week high, the stock experienced a natural correction, pulling back to the $190 to $200 range by March 2025, which is a healthy reevaluation after a strong rally. However, Amazon quickly found its footing, and as we approach the current date, we see the stock trading robustly in the $230 to $235 range. This recent consolidation and upward drift indicate a strong bullish bias in the medium term, with the stock maintaining levels well above its earlier support zones. The current price of $234.05 is flirting with the upper bounds of this recent consolidation, setting the stage for a potential retest of its all-time highs. A key resistance level to watch on the daily chart is the previous 52-week high at $242.52. A decisive break above this level would signal significant bullish continuation. On the flip side, the $228 to $230 area has recently acted as strong short-term support, stemming any significant declines. Traders should closely monitor these levels for potential entry or exit points, as they often dictate the stock's immediate direction. Long-term investors, observing the overall trajectory, might view any dips towards the $210 to $215 range as potential buying opportunities, especially given Amazon's strong long-term growth prospects in AI and cloud computing. Transitioning to the 1-hour chart, we can gain a more granular perspective on AMZN's recent price action. Over the past few days, the stock has exhibited relatively stable yet somewhat choppy trading within a tighter range, primarily between $228 and $235. On September 16th, we saw a notable dip from around $235.90 to $232.23, which was quickly met by buying interest, pushing the price back up to close at $234.05. This quick recovery from the intraday low suggests underlying demand and resilience at these levels, preventing a deeper pullback. For short-term traders, the $232.23 level served as immediate support, confirming the lower boundary of this recent range. The resistance at $235.90 will be critical to watch. A breakout here could lead to a quick move towards the daily chart's major resistance. Conversely, if the price fails to hold above $232, we could see a retest of the $228 area, where stronger support may emerge. Volume patterns on the hourly chart also show increased activity around these pivotal price swings, indicating active participation from both buyers and sellers. Zooming in further to the 15-minute chart for today, September 17, 2025, we observe the most immediate fluctuations and intraday dynamics. In the early hours, Amazon has been consolidating, trading within a narrow band, showing relatively low volatility. As of our current timestamp, the price hovers around $233.85, reflecting a cautious stance from traders in the very short term. We can see many trends developing, with slight upward biases followed by minor pullbacks, characteristic of pre-market or low-volume trading periods. The immediate resistance on this time frame is around $234.20, with minor support visible near $233.60. A push above $234.20 could indicate renewed buying pressure for the trading day, potentially fueled by positive news or broader market strength. However, a break below $233.60 might suggest a temporary dip, possibly retesting the broader hourly support zones. Monitoring these micro-movements on the 15-minute chart is essential for day traders looking to capitalize on quick price swings. To recap, let's consolidate our insights on Amazon and outline key scenarios. The overall bullish market sentiment and Amazon's strong strategic positioning in AI and AWS, alongside initiatives like Prime Big Deal Days, provide significant bullish tailwinds. Key bullish indicators include the long-term uptrend and the stock consistently trading above its recent support levels. Reasons to be bullish are reinforced by the anticipation of Fed rate cuts in 2025, which could further boost market liquidity and investor confidence. However, the mixed sentiment and unresolved government influence in the technology sector present bearish risks, particularly if regulatory pressures intensify. The prevailing mixed economic indicators, like inflation and labor market weakness, could also dampen enthusiasm if they worsen unexpectedly. Important price levels to watch for in the short to medium term are resistance at $235 to $236, followed by the 52-week high of $242.52. On the support side, $228 to $230 is critical immediate support, with stronger support around the $210 to $215 region. A decisive break above $242.52 is likely with a 65% probability if global markets remain strong and Amazon's upcoming Q3 earnings are positive, validating its AI and AWS growth. Conversely, a retest of the $228 to $230 support zone has a 40% probability, especially if global economic data disappoints or the Fed delays anticipated rate cuts. A more significant drop towards the $170 to $180 range, possibly fueled by major negative regulatory news or an unexpected earnings miss, has a lower probability of 20% in the near term. Traders should look for confirmation of breakouts or breakdowns at these key levels, paying close attention to trading volume to gauge conviction. In the long term, Amazon's continued innovation in AI expansion of AWS, and successful execution of retail strategies like Prime Big Deal Days will be pivotal. Remember, informed trading decisions come from understanding both the broader market context and the specific technical and fundamental factors at play. That wraps up our in-depth analysis of Amazon today. Make sure to subscribe to Explain the Charts for more expert market insights.